G'day folks, it's Matt Hayson here, breaking down everything that's unfolding in and around the Sydney property market over the course of the last week. Now, it is sad for many, I get it, but we do close off summer this week and we turn our attention into the autumn months. Now, traditionally though, March, April, and even into May remain pretty active months for sellers. But before we look at that, let's close off February because this often reveals the direction of what we can expect as we move into the autumn market. Well, listing levels in Sydney, they rose by 10.5% higher than the same period in 2024. And listings are also up 60.1% higher than they were at the close off of January. And asking prices, well, they're also modestly up by 0.4% in February. But we're also now just a few weeks into the reaction following the first rate cut, and it hasn't taken long for the media machine to start ramping up talk of the Sydney property rebound. Now, the AFR noting that prestige suburbs are leading the charge. CoreLogic's Eliza Owen suggested their data was showing more expensive markets had the strongest positive reaction to the rate cut. Now, one of the prestige properties and regions that was mentioned in that article was Balmain East. Now, this is a region I know particularly well. According to the CoreLogic data, Balmain East prices have climbed 1.8% in the 3 months post-November. This is up from 5.7% decline in the previous 3 months before that. So I pulled up the sales over those 3 months in Balmain East. As the sample is so small, it's hardly worth reporting on. There have only been 6 transactions in that period, and 4 of those were for apartments, with only 1 of them being above the median price, and 2 of the transactions, they were houses, and again, only 1 of those surpassed the median house price for that region. Now, the median house price for Balmain East is 3.3. For apartments, it was 1.85 million. Now, the problem I have with such a small sample of sales is the data can absolutely be skewed very quickly with one higher sale outcome. So the moral for me is you've got to be really careful when you read this media headlines and don't base your selling decisions on what you're necessarily reading in the media. Also though, I can tell you the market is definitely better than it was at the back end of 2024, no question about that. There is a noticeable shift in the volume of buyers that are looking at properties right across the board right now, and prices in our view have somewhat stabilised. According to the PropTrack data, Sydney is now sitting back at its peak level that was reached in 2021. The auction clearance rate is marginally improved too. We're seeing that over the last couple of months. So all the data though, it's showing marginal gains though. Prices up 0.5% or so in February. The auction market still hovering around 50%. Now the challenge is many sellers though are adding 10% onto their expectations with this improved positive news that's coming through the media. Therefore, the blowout in expectation versus what a buyer's view on value can now often be quite far apart. Now, as agents, we're seeing this right across the board with a few positive headlines generating a false sense of market growth. Now, the sellers who are remaining aligned with the real data are achieving incredible sale outcomes. However, those sellers who are being swept up in the overly optimistic narrative are certainly now starting to struggle to sell. So as we enter the autumn market, this is absolutely going to be the challenge. It's keeping a lid on the realism that one rate cut doesn't shift the entire market by moving it up by 10%. Therefore, conditions are absolutely amazing for those sellers who are remaining realistic and connected to the data. So that is crucial as we move into autumn. And that's a wrap for this week, folks. We've got plenty of well-priced property open for inspection this weekend. Our entire team looks forward to seeing out and about. And we're also thinking of our brothers and sisters in Queensland. God bless them, stay safe, and I'll catch you all next week.